Hi, I'm Paige Listerud with Chicago Theater Blog. I'm here today on the set of the Artistic Homes' latest production, Sweet Bird of Youth by Tennessee Williams. And I'm here with the two lead actors of that production, Josh Oder, who plays Chance Wayne, the Gigolo, and Kathy Scambiotera, who plays Princess Cosmonopolis, a.k.a. Alexandra Del Lago,
yes.
Aging actress. So, am I saying that too soon?
It's only acting. It's only acting.
It's all on the acting. So basically, I wanted to give you both a chance just to give our viewers, a brief rundown on your characters, starting with you, Josh.
Chance Wayne is basically he's come back to his hometown. This is his last chance to show everybody he's made it. He's a big deal. He's been trying to do this for the last 10 years, and at the same time as he's thumbing his nose at everybody else, he's also trying to win back the love of his life, Heavenly. And this is his last pitch, his last shot. And Alexandra Del Lago is the key. She's the one, having her in tow, is going to give him all the credibility and also going to give him his step up to become a big star. And, of course, you have to come and see and find out what happens.
Okay, so Princess Cosmonopolis is an AKA for Alexandra Del Lago, who is, at one time was a big film star and stage star, and her star is waning.
Waning.
Chance Wayne.
Chance Wayne.
So
all those fun Tennessee Williams play on words, yes.
You have no idea.
I didn't until due to age, she made a career in her youth and is convinced that her stardom was connected to her youth. And so but somehow she's convinced to make a comeback picture, and she goes to the premiere, and it's kind of a disaster from her point of view, and so she goes running away, meets up with Chance in Palm Beach in a cabana and a papaya cream rub, and they journey on together, and so you find them at this place in their journey, which is their ending point of their journey.
Well, do you feel like it's rather a comment on that Hollywood myth that you could find a young star and he might be pumping gas at a gas station and somebody discovers him or even her,
yes.
and bada boom, bada bing, the right connections, they'll become a big old star, overnight success?
I think it's what. Well, you can speak to
I
that.
know, exactly. That's exactly Chance's hope, but
yeah.
he's pushing his hand as much as he can, forcing that discovery as he tries to blackmail her for that shot. And he might not have had to have done that.
And I think Alexandra has more of a, she does ask him, do you have talent? I mean, there is something. And there's, Williams, talks about, the artist versus the star, and Alexandra deals with that as well. So, yeah.
So, do you think that Alexandra possibly paid more attention to being a star before she met Chance, and then afterwards pays more attention to herself as an artist, or she's really thought of herself as an artist all along?
I think she's thought of herself as an artist all along, but she's a pragmatist and knows that. As far as what her legend and her stardom is connected to her youth and what she looked like. And I don't know, I think it's still a big issue for us women. But, well, men have it a lot easier.
Women in the performing arts, anyway. That's a bigger issue.
Yes.
So, Josh, I have to say that the way that you were introduced in the opening, of the show, that you, in your character, you're really bringing sexy back to the Chicago theater scene. Yeah, in a big way. And, because the play, in a certain sense, is about sexual exploitation and someone with a lot of sex appeal using that sexual exploitation or hoping to use it to his advantage. Do you feel there's a certain sexual exploitation of you in this production?
It's actually funny. They were talking about having a cougar night. Doing some marketing that way, and I was like, hey, if it fills the seats, really, whatever works. I know they sent out a big email yesterday, and they said they plastered my picture on there, but I'm not going to deny it's really flattering to me and exciting to get to see my picture of the paper and all of those things. And hey, I don't mind getting ribbed about it. That's a good thing to get ribbed for.
It is.
But good news is Kathy and everybody else, they don't let it go to my head. They keep my feet firmly planted on the ground. Whatever. At least in this show, Chance Wayne, if he has a little sexiness, then hopefully I've done my job, at least on that part of the front.
Well, and what's even more important is that even though you are the sex symbol of the play, you portray very well this almost pressure of realizing that your time for being that sex symbol is coming to an end. The shelf life of your youth and your beauty, it's reaching its expiration date. You don't have many more chances to, save Heavenly, who's the girl that you love in St. Cloud, from her evil dragon of a Southern politician dad. You don't. This is kind of your last big bid.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope that that's what shines through, is because he's very desperate. I mean, the ticking clock is a big theme in the show, and he definitely is feeling the clock just as much as Alexandra is. The ticking clock of her career coming to an end, and the ticking clock for me of ever having a career. And the themes that the two of us, that Tennessee has written in there for actors to play with and discover, I think are very. You don't have to be an actor to understand fleeting beauty. What do you do when you notice your hair's going gray with those first couple wrinkles, or whatever? It's something that we all have to deal with, everybody. But definitely as actors who are portraying actors in this thing, I think you can connect with it a lot more on another level as well. So.
I did want to ask, for Chance, youth means so much more than just the physical youth, though. What are all the things that you think Chance means when he's ruminating about his lost youth or losing his youth?
It's well, yeah, he has been corrupted. He sold himself out every which way to grab a hold of this dream. And what did he lose in the course of that? Would it be dignity or self-respect or peace of mind? Whatever. Again, I think that's one of those things that, regardless of where you're at in your life, or what you've chosen to do with your life, you can definitely look back and wonder, where did I sell out? Where was I not true, or whatever? Those things. And as much as it's a show about remembering and painting a rosy past, it's about regret.
And corruption. That word corruption is key. That's a good one.
Definitely, and again, about seeing what you really are. We all know what we want to be, and we're all focusing on trying to do that, but when the mirror gets held up and actually seeing, it's a picture of Dorian Gray, in the moment, what happens when you see what you've really become? Have you become the monster,
Well, and, there are so many ways in which this is almost a homoerotic play, because Tennessee Williams is writing it, and one can easily picture Tennessee Williams in Alexandra Del Lago's place talking to a young man about it's not going to last forever.
There's some quote we found that Tennessee said he has said almost every line that Alexandra has.
Well, I think they figured when came out. There had been some other plays that hadn't done as well, and he's feeling the pressure and time and everything else. With the core about leaning against the wall and the wall sucking him in, crumbling.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, he's feeling the clock as much as these characters are on stage.
Yeah.
So, in terms of Alexandra's relationship with Chance, you know, does youth not matter as much in a certain sense?
Oh no, youth is huge for Alexandra.
Yeah.
Well, she can't have it herself.
Right.
So she looks for it in others and you know, surrounds herself with that. And it's something she seeks, and the sexual, you know, exchange with youth. It's, you know, she says it's the only way I have to forget these things. So, the only dependable. She tries lots of lots of other things too.
I mean, she's got the acid tank and the weed, and
everything, the alcohol and the pills, but it's the sex that really is the only dependable distraction. And you know, why would you want sex with someone as old as me? With someone that's young and kind of gives you that back. So, yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you brought up cougars earlier because at the time that this play was first produced, was it 1958 or 1959? You know, America in its own sexually repressed way couldn't acknowledge that, you know, there could be young men out there who want to have sex with older women, you know. And
well, yes, that could be so.
There's a certain kind of do you think there's a certain kind of uplift for Alexandra, you know, playing it in this day and age because you might have a little more power, a little more, you know, assertiveness, not totally dependent upon needing to be youthful herself?
I think Alexandra has buckets of power.
Which, I mean, sex and power go hand in hand as much as youth and beauty.
And knows how to use that. Yeah, I really do. So that first act of this power struggle that Chance and Alexandra go through is very evenly matched. You know, there isn't, I don't think, a clear winner.
I think you're right about that. I mean, there's something very strange about the last scene of you two together, and you know, there's no kind of really happy future that you would have together, and yet if Chance went with you, it would definitely save him from the horrors of Boss Finley and his gang. So it's terribly, terribly curious, that final scene, you know, before the gang comes for you, you know.
Yeah. You know, we've talked about, you know, why doesn't Chance go? Why doesn't whatever? And maybe for me, there's redemption in things, and this burden of guilt, and seeing what you've become and what you've done and the people you've hurt and left in your wake. Comes a time to pay the piper, and maybe choosing to pay him yourself is much stronger and more redemptive than running away and crashing your Ferrari or Lamborghini and crashing your skull off of a cliff.
Well, I'm afraid we have to wrap this up, and I'm sorry that we do, but thank you, Josh. Thank you, Kathy, for this time with us.
Thank you very much.
And stay tuned. We'll be speaking with the director, Dale Calandra, and Frank Nall.